Good morning. Welcome to our first Hangout on Air series with Google. My name is Vicky Sepulveda. I am the Director of Small Business Initiatives and Events at the Greater Austin Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And with us today is Loera, our Partner Liaison at Google, who's going to take us on a nice drive today on all of the wonderful tips and tricks that Google Docs, Sheets, and to your business to make you more productive.
Thank you, Vicky. Hi, everyone. My name is Laurie Loera. I'm on the Google for Work team, and I'm a partner operations manager. And what that means is in my day-to-day job, I help businesses go Google through the help of our partner community. So that is what I do day to day. I work closely with customers, ensuring that they deploy Google Apps using our methodology to ensure that we have high adoption in our app suite and also our leveraging collaboration as well. So that is my goal today, is to go over the different Drive and Drive editors that are available to you. That's going to be our primary focus. We'll also talk a little bit about Hangouts, and we're currently doing a Hangout on the air. So hopefully we can simplify this for you, and you can see how simple it is to again, collaborate, leverage our tools. So with that, I'm going to jump right in by sharing my screen. So when I share my screen, you'll notice that we're going to go dark a little bit, but we're still here. I also want to share some housekeeping items with you. We have Q&A enabled. So Vicky's going to help me with any questions that you may have. So please feel free to...
Or comments.
Questions or comments, yes. If there's a topic that you want to talk about, let us know through the Q&A app within Hangouts and on air. You have a dial pad on the right-hand side of your Hangout where you can enable the Q&A session and ask your questions. So encourage you to do that. The other thing I wanted to mention here is the app's launcher. So it's like your dial pad at the top right-hand side corner within Gmail or any application that you are in. This allows you to launch into the different products.
Yes.
So cool. So again, today I'm going to focus on Drive and the Drive editors. And again, hopefully, you know, kind of remove some of the mystery. So within Drive, quickly what I want to mention is that Drive is basically your file cabinet in the cloud. So everything is accessible on any device, so mobile phones, your tablets, any desktop. As long as you have an internet connection and can get online to your account, you have access to your information. It's safe, it's secure. And again, it goes with you everywhere you go. It's very simple to collaborate with folks. So if you have a small team or a large team, you can share documents or folders with other team members. You'll notice here that this is actually shared. I'll go over that here in a bit. One thing that I do want to mention is that my Drive on your left nav bar is just basically shows you all of your documents that you have synced across all of your devices that have Drive Sync enabled, shared with me, or any documents that are shared with you. You have Google Photos. Again, we just announced unlimited photos, unlimited storage on Google Photos at Google I/O, so that's really exciting. Recent, what have I recently worked on? Starred, and then obviously your trash bin. So with that, you know, again, very simple file cabinet. I have the ability to change my views, to go to list view or grid view. I can look at information, which actually tells me details and activity.
I love that part.
Yeah, so it kind of sees, like, if I have documents shared with you, I can see, okay, has Vicky worked on it or not? So a quick view.
Keeps you honest.
Keeps you honest, absolutely. We'll go over that, like it changes, and being able to track that or go back to revision history if ever needed. Okay, so with that, I'm going to just dive right into a Google Doc, okay? So this is basically our word processor. Very similar to Microsoft Word. I just grabbed, Vicky, from your website, just the Ambassador Program overview. notice that you have very similar, what's available to you today in your other word processing tools, your navigation menu options here at the top. But what I would like to do is quickly share this with a colleague of mine, Prince Camp, who's watching this Hangout on air. Everybody is watching me. Of course, I misspelled collaborate, but that's okay. Vicky, you also have access to this document, but what I want to show is that it's very easy to make comments and bring people into your document. For any reason, right? So enabling this, Vicky at her chamber user account has just received an email asking her this particular question. She may or may not be able, she can answer that question via the email and it'll automatically update this this comment here, or she can quickly jump into the document and answer the question. So one quick way to collaborate with documents. As we're looking, we noticed that Prince Camp jumped in here, so you can see that at the top right-hand side. Again, you can have multiple collaborators at one time. Good use cases for Google Docs is capture your business ideas, right? What are your long-term, short-term goals? Collaborate on launch initiatives. So for example, if you're launching a new website, maybe you just want to get the content nice and neat and make sure that you have everything available for you. Or think about when you're launching content on social media or mass email communications. Like, collaborate with the team, make sure you have the content correct, and then post it where you need to do it.
I love Google Docs. Personally, I use them. I'm a writer, so I write my stories on Google Docs. But at the chamber, most recently, we did the Governor's Forum, and our script was done on a Google Doc. And also, I converted the run of show, our agenda, onto a Google Doc so that I could access it at any time. We really use this Google Doc all the time at the Hispanic Chamber.
Excellent. And so one thing too, yeah, that's an excellent use case. The other thing that's really nice is, again, it's just a URL that you're sharing. I no longer have to attach a document to an email and send to somebody. I can quickly either, go to my chat, send it to Prince Camp here. Again, I can quickly pull them into this document by sending just the simple URL. Other helpful things, you have add-ons, so I can get additional add-ons, and these are just tools that can get brought into you, into Google Docs to again, add additional services, if you will. So for example, I've added mail merge. So if you constantly do mass communications and need to do a mail merge, it's a perfect use case for adding.
I just learned that right now.
Really?
Yes, it's awesome.
I heard you talking about doing a mail merge
most recently.
Recently.
We do a lot of them at the chamber.
So you'll be doing them in Google Docs?
Yes.
So yay. So again, Docs for you. Very quick, simple, some tips for you. I'll also share additional information where you can find more use cases. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and now look at a sheet. So the use case that I want to open up here is, I'm going to actually open up a couple of them. I'm going to go to My Budget, which is a template that I found online. Basically did a quick search for Google Sheet templates and just copy this. So great use case. It's a good way for, if you, depending on the type of business that you have, a great way to collaborate across or collaborate with regards to maybe sales or inventory, maybe even keeping track of people's time off. For example, events. Vicky, you do a lot of events. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we have to keep on budget, and in any event situation, it can quickly spiral out of control. So I use Google Sheets to keep track of, again, most recently, the Governor Small Business Forum. Used it for Capital of Texas Awards. I'm going to be using it for Celebrando. The other thing we're going to be using Google Sheets for is how do you keep track of 800 people at an event? You know, seating arrangements, and also all of our corporate partners and our sponsors.
Yeah.
We offer benefits when you become a sponsor to any of our events, and we have to make sure that we fulfill those. So we load everything onto a Google Sheet, and the whole team will now work off this one document. We're working off this document now up until the end of the event. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's for us. We use Google Sheets constantly.
Excellent, excellent. And I gave we don't actually have the chamber's real life example, but I just again did a trip planner. Imagine this saying event planner. So it could be that your team is traveling. You can capture tons of information, as much as you need, and then add nice graphs to this to understand where is the budget going, right? Is it being allocated in travel? Is it the event? What have you? So again,
food and beverage, entertainment.
So while we're in Sheets, again, notice that you have very similar navigation tools here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this, but this time I'm going to spend a little bit more time on explaining what sharing means, right? So at a very simplistic level, I can click on the shareable link and make this accessible to anybody who has the link. So you'll notice that I have different options. So I can turn off the sharing to everybody, right? So only I want to have access to this. It could be a personal budget. I can share the link with anybody and they can edit it, they can comment, or they can view. So it just really depends on the use case that you have. But for this particular reason, again, let's pretend we're dealing with an event, a budget, and it shouldn't be shared with anybody or the world, but it should be shared with team members, right? So I can quickly, again, I'm going to pick on our colleague Prince, who's with us, and share this with Prince and you, Vicky, so that you have access to this.
Great. Well, and while you're doing that, so I am a big Go Green person at the chamber.
Okay, very nice.
And, we can print up agendas and we go to events and then we pick them up off the tables because not everybody takes them. So very, very starting, we were doing the drives and then I said, why don't we put everything in a folder for this event? Excellent. All of our headshots and bios and presentations, and we put them in a Google folder.
Awesome.
And we name it whatever the event was, which we did Small Biz U.
Cool.
And then we did a thank you to all of our members for joining us and sent out that link. And anybody, it's public, anybody can access that valuable information from that event.
Awesome.
So it's awesome.
Great. I mean, I quickly went to just my drive and looked at the different folders that I have, and here's the Small Biz U. And I asked you, Vicky, for pictures of that event so that I can post that internally within Google, because we're always excited as a partner liaison with the Hispanic Chamber to again, broadcast internally within Google all the great work that you're doing. So you shared your pictures with me. As we can see here, like, who has access to these pictures? So we actually have 10 more folks that have access. I can add additional folks as needed, right? Again, it's these same sharing settings across the entire platform. So yes. Very simple to do, and you can be very specific with what it is that person has access to, or the rights that they have. So they can either edit or they can view. If a user has edit access, that means that they are able to share this particular document or folder or sheet, this object, with anybody else.
Right, and they can have access to edit the actual document.
That's right. And they can give access to others. If they have view, that does not allow them to actually give others access. They can only view. Or comment just allows them to make comments to help collaborate a bit, but they actually can't change the actual content within the document.
Yeah, my recommendation is when I'm sharing, or what I do when I share all these folders, is they can only view. Okay. But everybody can view, and then if they want, I've had people say, well, can you send me that on a separate email?
Got it. Vicky, do we have any questions from the audience as of yet? Can you?
No questions.
Okay. Well, I encourage anybody, if you have any questions out there, if you'd like me to
comments.
navigate to a particular product, I can certainly do that.
We love feedback, comments, so I'm patiently waiting for the first one.
Excellent, excellent. Kind of with that, let's kind of dive into Google Forms. This is, I feel, like our secret weapon. Whenever I work with customers, that's the one thing that just is kind of their aha moment, their wow moment, because it's a nice way to gather information from your employees, or maybe from your customers or your fans or whoever, right, and to consolidate that data. So good use cases for forms are things like, lunch orders.
You said that the other day, and I was like, why didn't we use that when we were running around last week?
Tell me what kind of pizza you want or what you would like to order at Panera Bread. Just kind of make it easy for you to gather that information so that you can, you have that list, whether you're calling in the order, if you're walking in, you're not running around with little sticky papers.
I'd say that I love me, I'm like, I love it, it's amazing. But this really is this is the crowning jewel. I love this. I love Google Forms. We also use this a lot, and we used it for Capital of Texas Awards to keep track of all the voting for all the all of the nominees that were out there.
Awesome.
And what's fantastic about it is voted, what time exactly, the timestamp, and then when I want to see the end results, when I turn off the sheet and we're ready to calculate, I don't have to do anything.
That's right.
It automatically tells me and gives me beautiful graphs. It's truly a great document. We use it all the time.
Awesome. That's excellent. What I'm doing right now, again, that's a perfect use case. What you mentioned about even just signups, like your next event.
Yes.
When you're checking off people instead of
yes.
paper. Very nice. While you were talking, Vicky, I quickly went to just Google's URL shortener because I wanted to simplify the form, because I'm hoping that those of you who are on this Hangout on air can fill out this form. And basically we're just asking, hey, was this useful? What other topics would you like to talk about? And I'll go to the live form here. But what other topics would you like to hear about? So the next Hangout on air is going to be with Boris Balav. He's another Googler, and he works on the Academy, so Accelerate with Google Academy. So we're
excited about that one, yeah.
I think that's going to be really useful. We're hoping to have a chamber a member or an alum of that program to kind of show us, okay, what did you gain from it, and how did you increase kind of business through the online services and being kind of made aware of what's available to you through the Google tools. Absolutely.
How to increase your presence on the web and come up in the rankings. It's really important as a small business owner.
Awesome. This URL, we're going to go ahead and share it on the Greater Austin Hispanic Chamber's Google Plus page, so that we can get feedback from folks on, again, what other topics that you would like to hear. In the future, what we would like to do with these Hangout on Airs is, and we're looking at 2016, right?
Yes.
Having the Chamber actually conduct these with your partners, right?
I know. So right now, what we're doing these Hangouts every other month through the end of the year. August 21st being our next one. We will send out a reminder and so a little bit more information. And always look at the bottom of that constant contact, because we sent out a tip link. And someone emailed me immediately right after they got our constant contact and said, wow, I didn't know there are all these tools online at Google, like project sheets. Yeah. And so those I didn't know either when I'm a project manager for events from 30 people to 800. So to me, it blew me away that there are templates out there that are so useful to help in the productivity of your small business. And most importantly, as a small business owner, while many are sole proprietors and maybe it's just you, most of small business owners have a team. And in order to grow, it's important to collaborate with your team. So really, every day I learn something new that's amazing about Google Documents. So really excited to be here today.
So I'm going to kind of the last kind of tip or service that I was going to talk about is Google Hangouts. Because, again,
it's my other favorite thing.
It's your other favorite thing. So today, right now, we are doing a Google Hangout on Air. Again, it's being broadcasted on YouTube live. We can take live questions, and I'm noticing that we don't have any questions yet. So if there's anything on your mind that you would like to hear about, please feel free to ask your questions. There is a little 60-second delay, but I think we'll be okay here. So Google Hangout on Air, again, it's very simple to set up. We're just providing tips and hope to, make it simple for other businesses out there to also connect with their customers.
I love Google Hangout on Air because what's happening is whatever you're discussing or talking about or promoting will get saved into a video onto your YouTube channel. So you could it's like a mini commercial. You can talk about whatever you want. If you're a makeup artist, maybe you do quick tips. If you are a health professional, maybe you're talking about the healthy tip of the day, and it's easy. You don't need anyone else with you. You can totally do this from your laptop, from your phone, from your tablet. It's truly a great tool. But it's not just Hangouts on Air.
No, it's not. It's just Hangout chat, right? So I was chatting with Prince, kind of one-on-one. It's video Prince by simply clicking on this little cam here. It's not recorded. It's just a quick way for us to share information. I can add additional team members to this chat by just simply adding the little plus guy and adding team members. So I can have a group chat going on where we can all share information, all be up to speed, and launch a video with all of us, which is just a great way for
collaboration
and just team meetings.
Yeah.
Great use cases. Setting up a Hangout on Air through Calendar. I'm sorry, not a Hangout on Air, just a regular video hangout within Calendar for your team meetings. Everybody might be in different places, right? It's so simple to get your work done from anywhere, right? Work anywhere.
And it's, work anywhere on the beach maybe, but I guess it's also better than me yelling at Selena that's in an office behind me. I could actually, send her a quick message and ask her a question instead of just saying, hey, Selena, I have a question.
Absolutely. So we have, I took us off, I wanted to make sure that we were connecting with our audience here, so I took us off of screen sharing, and we can kind of talk through everything else. But the other options that you have with Hangouts is, again, we talked about chat, one-on-one chat, group chat. You can do one-on-one videos. You can do the Hangout on Airs. You can also phone somebody, right? So I don't know if you noticed that. I know,
that was really awesome. It would be great. You can do it on your phone. Yeah. You can do it on your,
quick way to connect. Quick way to connect while you're at your desk on your mobile device or on a tablet. So kind of go.
We have a question.
All right. So some common use cases for forms. Great, excellent question. So one of the best things, surveys, right? So we asked the audience to let us know, one, was this useful for you? What other tips would you like to hear about? From a Google perspective, we're going to be doing more Hangout on Airs for supplier diversity and the Academy. So forms, create surveys, right? How did we do? Customer satisfaction. I might be wanting to change my business hours, right? But would my customer base be okay with that? Maybe I want to, open on Sunday and close on Monday. So kind of gathering information from your audience is a great way to use forms. And they don't have to have a Gmail account.
They don't. And we actually at the Chamber use forms. Our membership application is converted to form.
So you're able to collect all their information, their names, their email address, so that you can sign them up into your newsletters.
Yes. Most recently, keep talking about this event, but the Governor's Forum, we created an actual extra registration link on a Google form to really capture a wide audience of people to come to the event. So that was a really great opportunity for us to not just use our chamber master, but again, capturing additional people that would attend the event that aren't normally in our database. So we used it for that. I had my intern convert all of our stuff. So after every event, we do a survey.
Okay.
And I had him convert all of those into Google forms, surveys, and then after every event, I send one out to the team because it's really important for me as a project manager. I may not see all the nuances that happen at an event, but other team members and volunteers do. So we really
sharing lessons learned,
exactly,
things like that, or what you know, things maybe that can be improved, or things that that worked really well, right?
Yes.
How do we incorporate this into future events or future projects? So I think that's really important. But again, you can even something interesting within forms is that you can actually create like tests too, if you'd like to. Forms can get pretty fancy, so there's many different use cases with forms. How about great. So one
more question.
Yeah. So I think, and this is something that I failed to mention. I have been using a Gmail account for this demo, and just simply because I know that not everybody out there may have a Google for Work account or a business account. But let me quickly explain what the differences are from a consumer to a Google for Work account. And on the Google for Work side, we actually have two different types of products. So for Google for Work, it allows you to have your professional domain namespace, right? So again, the Chamber today is a Google Apps customer.
Yes,
so
we are. We're very excited about that.
You're using Gmail, but your namespace is in GAHCC.org. Okay, so we've had a lot of customers that are now Google Apps customers and using Gmail as their backend, but you would never know it, right? Because it's using their domain name. So professional domain namespace.
And that's important for branding because you really want to make sure that you use your business name. It's a little bit more professional, and you're continuing your branding.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Which brings me to like a really interesting use case. Keller Williams recently went to Google, right? And they're really big, right, on creating that personal brand. And a lot of the agents were using Gmail accounts. Right, so Laura Realtor at gmail.com, or they would brand themselves, but they now provided everybody has a kw.com address at their username, and so it just looks a lot nicer, right? I know you're a KW Realtor, etc. So again, you can branding. The other thing is that you do have 30 gigs of storage. So again, what I want to highlight, though, if you're using the Drive editors, that doesn't count against storage. So with the consumer space, you only have 15 now, so that doubles. You also, as domain administrators, you can apply certain policies to the organization yeah, so that's just one way. So for example, we do have a lot of businesses today that may have a certain set of users, or maybe a class of users that maybe shouldn't be sharing information outside of the company.
Awesome, I love that. I just learned that.
So again, it's a great way to create policy. What else is available with, so one thing I wanted to also mention is that that SKU or that product is $5 per user per month. And then we have this other SKU, which is $10 per user per month, which actually gives you unlimited storage. It provides the same, you can still use your same domain namespace. You're still going to, you're actually going to have the same domain policies with a little bit extra. So things like VODs, or what we call email, e-discovery. So I want to maybe, for legal purposes, do searches and things like that. That's just kind of very basic for legal. I'll leave it at that for legal discovery. So we have two different products that are available for you. If you'd like to find out more information, you can go to google.com/apps and to learn kind of the benefits of having a Google for Work account. I also will be sharing, again, as mentioned, on the Greater Austin Hispanic Chamber of Commerce's Google Plus page, a cool little tips and tricks that has all very helpful URLs. So I'm going to just share my screen in the last minute that we have here and show you this, because this is really where we have some really nice information for you. So one thing that Vicky is going to be doing is providing like a tip of the week or a tip of the month, or you'll just be on the lookout for this. It's the business use cases with apps in action. very, very useful. Very nice information on how the different ways or the different use cases that you can use Google Apps. The other items that you can find in here is, you know, do you want to take a deeper dive into the products? I just briefly skim the top of it and showing hopefully how easy it is to collaborate. But you can become an expert and take video lessons. So everything's available for you online here. So we will be sharing this again on the Google Plus page.
Yes.
So I think with that we're over by 1 minute, Vicky.
Well, thank you. I hope that everyone enjoyed your time with us today. Make a note of August the 21st, which is a Friday at 9:30. So same time, same YouTube channel. And if you want to go back and just review some of the great tips today, you can find this video will be uploaded immediately to our YouTube channel. So you can go back and forward, and of course you can reach me at the Greater Austin Hispanic Chamber of Commerce at Sepulveda@ghcc.org, or give us a call at 512-476-7502. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.